everyone. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat, so I'll try and make this. Quick. First of all, Rowade, or hello. Today I represent my mother's people, the Kiwai people who come from the Fly River area, which is west in Papua New Guinea, and the culture extends all the way from the west of Papua New Guinea right through to the Torres Strait Islands. So, Rowade, and my story that I'm telling today is part of the short story anthology collection. It's a story about two crocodiles, okay, Tupela Pukpuk in Tokpisin, or Tabara in Kiwai. Okay, so first of all, I am deeply honored and humbled to have my short story featured among my fellow authors, namely Marlene D. Gray Poturua from Autonomous Region of Bougainville, Willie Junior Fafoy from the Solomon Islands, Gina Iga Kuson, and Kogare Hale, both from Papua New Guinea as well. So big congratulations to you all for having your short stories published in the 2024 First Nation Writers Festival Anthology. To our judges, thank you for taking the time to review our stories and allowing our voices to be heard. To the First Nation Writers Festival team, sponsors, partners, thank you for making this event possible. Okay, so basically, my story, which is featured amongst several other stories in this First Nation Writers Festival Anthology. Please buy a copy. My story is basically, it's based on George Orwell's Animal Farm. So if you are into literature and into reading, so George Orwell wrote a piece on Animal Farm, which is a story about the Russian Revolution. Okay, and it's told through the eyes of farm animals. But what I've done is I've changed that around and tried to tell the same story, but through the eyes of a First Nation people. So it's basically a story about two crocodiles. Okay, why crocodile? Okay, with us First Nation writers and First Nations people, we tell stories. It's in our culture. We're in oratory a lot. So crocodiles, they are sacred animals, and they're very strong animals. So they mean a lot to us. And I also talk about sago or saksa, which is like our version of flower. And these are common themes right throughout the river peoples. That's throughout the Fly Rivers, the Kikori River, the Purari River, and the Sipik River in Papua New Guinea. And these cultures extend all the way through to West Papua and right down through the Torres Strait as well. So freshwater crocs and saltwater crocs. The freshwater crocs represent the Fly River people. They represent the inland Fly River people. And the saltwater crocs represent the coastal Kiwai people, which spreads right down through to the Torres Strait. There's a protagonist in the short story itself. His name is Michael Dwyer. Okay, this is personal for me. He represents my grandmother's people, which is part of the stolen generation as well. And in Daru, in the Western Province on our side, these half-caste people or half-white people are known as the pioneer families. So it's a story worth telling, and you got to read it to understand what I'm talking about. I also touch on missionaries and their services and the presence of these missionaries in our remote communities in Papua New Guinea where government services are basically non-existent. I talk about logging camps and the impacts on the environment and basically the big gap in development between Papua New Guinea and Australia and the basic provision of goods and services. Okay. So the underlying theme of the story Tupela Pukpuk, or A Tale of Two Crocodiles, is basically that, you know, for us First Nations people, most times we view each other as tribal enemies, but when you really look deeper down, we are a lot more alike than we like to acknowledge. So buy a book, read that story, and read all the other stories that are in there as well. So a bit about myself, sorry. So my name is Romney Charles Tabara. I'm a part-time author. I live in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, with my wife and 3 children. I was runner-up in the 2016 Crocodile Prize literature competition. And I would like to encourage all our writers, you know, to keep on writing and to support the First Nation Writers Festival and in whatever way we can. And that goes to all the Papua New Guineans, Pacific Islanders communities, all those residing in Australia and abroad. Please support the festival in whatever way you can. I am doing my bit to influence PNG culture through my writing. My blog is https://tabarabooks@blogspot.com. Please buy copies of our anthology from the First Nation Writers website. And yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for giving us the space to tell our stories.